Welcome to Gospel Tangents, the best source for Mormon history, science, and theology. I'm Rick Bennett. I'm excited to continue our tour of Utah-Arizona border. We're going to tour the area known as Short Creek. Now, those are the twin cities of Colorado City, Arizona, and Hildale, Utah. So I recently toured there, as well as Centennial Park. And we're going to just kind of look around the neighborhood. We'll see the America's Most Wanted Hotel, which was at one time Warren Jeff's house, and just check out the community. I've also got some old clips that I'm going to play as well from when I went to the Juanita Brooks conference a year or two ago, and show you where the 1953 raid happened and the schoolhouse there. So it's going to be a fun part of our fun presentation. So come on a road trip with me to Short Creek. Okay, this is Arizona Avenue. Definitely farm country, as you can see here. And this would be known as Hildale, I think. Way across into Utah, Arizona. I think I'm still in Arizona. I think this is the Arizona. This is probably Colorado City. So nice houses, but not nice. Oh, there's Trump country, apparently. There was also another person, I can't remember her name. She was in charge of Cherished Families, which is a group that helps people get out of polygamy. I mean, one of the problems, if you just, especially leaving the FLDS community, this is FLDS country here now. One of the biggest problems is, they're all felons because, well, they were until recently when they just made it a misdemeanor. So, birth certificates and who's the father and all that stuff is a real problem. So a lot of the kids out here, because they don't like the government, they don't have birth certificates. They don't have driver's licenses. They don't have social security numbers. The FLDS, United Trust Plan, UEP, United Effort Plan, I think it's called. But basically, they deeded everything over to the Warren Jeffs, and they refused to pay taxes because they didn't want to recognize the government. And so then the government took over the plan, took over all the property, and, taxes hadn't been paid on houses and things. Because it was just mismanaged. I mean, it was mismanaged willfully because they just didn't want to recognize Caesar, as you could say. So if a polygamist wants to leave, because they've been kicked out or whatever, and they want to enter the Gentile world, they have to get a birth certificate, they have to get a driver's license, they have to get a social security number because they don't have them. And so it's extremely, there's Water Canyon High School. And, I remember coming out here before. Welcome to Zion's Most Wanted. Oh, that's one of the, that's a reference to Warren Jeffs, because he was on the top 10 most wanted list, and they took over his house and turned it into the most wanted hotel. It was just kind of interesting. In fact, that must be it right there. It says hotel entrance right there. So, wow, there's a lot of wells here. But this is the Water Canyon High School here. This is relatively new, as you can tell. So it's really hard for a polygamist that wants to leave the community because they don't have social security number. And how do you get a job without a social security number? And so then Cherished Families, I think this is the town hall. I might stop in here if it is. It is Hildale City Hall. All right, there's the city hall right here. I'm going to stop in here for a minute and just see what's going on. Maybe talk to the mayor if I'm lucky. So anyway, Cherished Families helps people get acquainted with Gentile life. All right. Hey, I just wanted to point out something here. This is kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Turn left onto Cook Avenue.
Yeah, we're going to go to the cemetery in just a minute. But this little bridge here, now you'll notice that it says that there's no water here, right? And it's dry as a bone here. But there was a sign. Here, I'm going to turn around again. And I think it's this sign right here that says "Do not enter when flooded." There was a that's the sign right here. So I'm gonna make a U-turn right here. I think this is the location. I think it washed out this bridge. Do not enter when flooded, because they had a flash flood that came through here and just swept people away. And so, this can be a very dangerous place when you have a flash flood, for sure. In fact, there's a thing to close the road, close the bridge when they have flash floods, because I guess there was a real tragedy there. I remember seeing a YouTube video about it, and it was just terrible, because that water comes down really fast. So anyway, I went to City Hall, and the door was locked, and I had mirrors, so I couldn't even see in the building. But we went there.
Feet, turn left onto Township Avenue.
And that's where we'll go for the cemetery. And I'll take you on a quick tour. Oh, there you can see the cemetery on the left there. And
take the next left onto Township Avenue. Then you will arrive at your destination.
This is the road I thought I was looking for. What's this one? Township Avenue. That's the road in. So this is Isaac Carling Memorial Park.
You have arrived.
I have arrived. And so one of the things that's really interesting here that you'll notice is you'll see these mounds above the graves. I've never seen this any place but here. But the idea here is they don't want you walking on the graves. And we came here for the Juanita Brooks conference a few years ago. I have some pictures where we were meeting around here, and they were telling us what met with the mayor. Let's see if I can find. I'm pretty sure Rulon Jeff's grave is over on the left here. I'll try to point out some names. Oops, it doesn't like that I pick off my seatbelt. Names of some prominent people. So I'm going to turn off the car and we'll head over there and I'll find them for you. It's a little cold out here. It's just a very small wind, but in 30 degrees it feels cold. Anyway, this is the prophet Leroy Johnson. So some of the big fundamentalist names that you notice, he was known as Uncle Roy. That says 1888 to 1986. I think Rulon Jess took over in 1986. That'd be my guess. But you'll notice his wife is Esther Johnson Barlow. So both Barlow and Johnson are big names in polygamy. And then another one, Gwendolyn Balmforth Barlow Johnson, 1928 to 2020. So she just recently passed as well. So this is Leroy Johnson's grave and his wife's. Uncle Roy, he was known as Josephine F. Johnson, May Bateman. Bateman's a big name in polygamy. Still looking for Rulon Jeffs. Don't know why I'm having such a hard time finding them, but we'll get there. But anyway, so Leroy Johnson, prophet, it says on the stone there. I just want to give you guys a little bit of a sense of where the cemetery is, but also to see all the mounds. I guess we could call them burial mounds. But the purpose is just to keep people from walking on the graves. But this is the only cemetery that I've ever seen where they do that. And so, anyway, I just find it really different and interesting. Okay, this is an interesting name. I'm not an expert in polygamous history, but this is the name of Joseph Lyman Jessup, and that's Joe Jessup, who I interviewed. I'm sure they're related. I'm not sure exactly how, if that's his grandfather or what, or maybe father, I don't know. But at least they bear the same name. So, actually, I don't know. But anyway, Joe, if you're watching this, hi. So that must be a new community college, the Mojave Community College. I did confirm that this church, which I drove by yesterday, is indeed an LDS church. The first one, there was a little bit of an argument about if there was ever a building here. There was a branch here. I don't know. I asked where they met. They said it was in the 1930s. One person said there was never a church, an LDS church here. And I said, no, I think there was. But anyway, that's the new LDS church in Short Creek. And it used to be called I think Rockland Church or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, so that definitely is an LDS church. So, okay, here I am. I'm in Short Creek. I don't know if I'm on the Utah side or the Arizona side because I'm right on the border, but this is where the raid happened in either 44 or 53. They grabbed all the kids, the fundamentalist kids. At the time, it was just called The Work. Just found that out from Christina Rossetti. And anyway, this is the schoolhouse behind me. You can see that windmill there. And there's kind of a little park over there where they loaded all the kids on the bus. So pretty interesting history. So here's a closer up picture of the schoolhouse. It was in 1953, and that video I just showed you was from 2024. This is Heritage Park, and there's the windmill there. They basically gathered up all the mothers and the fathers and everybody on buses right outside the schoolhouse there. This is from the Juanita Brooks conference that attended last year. So this building here it looked like the biggest stake center I've ever seen. Hildale has taken it over and is remodeling it. As you can see, you can actually see the sky there. There's no roof. Brian Buchanan in the yellow there again. He knows a lot about fundamentalist history there from Benchmark Books. But yeah, they're turning this into a community center and remodeling it. There's also a close-up of Leroy Johnson's grave. And I remember it had that green carpet there. It wasn't there when I just went last week. Also, Rulin Jeff's kind of a close-up of his grave as well. And you can see those mounds again. So I hope you enjoyed this tour of both Short Creek and Centennial Park, Arizona. It was super fun to do. And it was also fun to pull out that video from, I think it was Juanita Brooks conference when I went there the last time. So you can see definitely what it looks like in the winter and the summer, or the spring, I guess it was. Very much greener and anything. So anyway, in our next conversation, I'm going to have Tom Bennett on, and he's going to talk a little bit about his conversion to not only the LDS Church, but to Centennial Park as well.
My path into fundamentalism actually began in Georgia.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide whether I want to go there or to go with the mission. Where would you want to go?
Well, let's touch on the roots of the fundamentalist thing, because that colored the whole next part of the experience.
Thanks for listening, and I hope you to continue to enjoy Gospel Tangents. Consider becoming a Patreon or go to gospeltangents.com/shop, and you can get a cool tie, a hat, or even a nice mug. You can also get a sweatshirt. So check it out at gospeltangents.com/shop.